You see, Pakistan is probably has one of the best strategic locations anywhere in the world. We have, on our south, we have the Gulf, the world's biggest oil and energy supply, oil and gas. On the north, we have China, the biggest market, and then we have Central Asia through Afghanistan and Iran on the other side. And then we have India on the other side, which is the second biggest market. So Pakistan probably has the greatest location where the world is moving ahead in the future. The economy that is growing very fast is China, and then India, of course, is a big economy, and then you have the energy supply. So the location of Pakistan is as good, if you look ahead, better than any other country in the world. The second thing we have is the second youngest population in the world. We have 220 million people, a young population. So Pakistan is, if we can, as we have stabilized our economy, if we can now improve our governance system, improve the ease of doing business. Already in 1 year, we were one of the top 10 countries which went up 28 points in ease of doing business. So if we can keep progressing in the direction, then Pakistan will become the hub of investment. You see, climate change is going to affect the whole world, and Pakistan, of course, is one of the countries that is going to be affected more because we rely upon the water in our rivers. 80% of the water in the rivers comes from the glaciers in the mountains. Yeah. Now, as the weather warms up because of climate change and global warming, then the glaciers have started melting at a faster pace. So in the future, the worry is that the water into our rivers will be reduced if the glaciers keep melting at a faster pace. What we are trying to do, of course, Pakistan, what it can do is, for a start, we have started a massive reforestation campaign. We have set ourselves a target of 10 billion trees. 10 billion trees in the next 4 years. And secondly, we have decided that we will change our energy mix into 40% would be renewables in the next 10 years. So that our emissions, carbon dioxide emissions, are decreased. But of course, global warming is not, Pakistan will do whatever it can, yeah. But of course, the whole world has to join in.
It's a global problem.
If it has to reduce the impact of global warming. You see, first of all, to understand what is happening in Kashmir, you have to understand what's happening in India. And what's happening in India is that India has been taken over by an extremist racist ideology, which is called the RSS. And this ideology believed that India belongs to Hindus. It's called Hindutva. So they actually, this ideology was inspired by the Nazis in the 1930s. They believe, just like the Nazis believed in the Aryan race, the German race, they believed in the Hindu race. The only problem is there are 500 million people who will be excluded in India from this exclusive racist ideology. So it has been taken over by extremists. This RSS extremist assassinated Gandhi. Yeah. They were 3 times declared as a terrorist organization in India. Now, since they've taken over India, the minorities have been squeezed in India. There have been violence against the minorities, specifically Muslims. But in Kashmir, what they have done is, they have violated their own constitution, which was Article 370, and they have changed the status of Kashmir unilaterally. Kashmir is a dispute between Pakistan and India, a dispute acknowledged by the world community, by the United Nations Security Council. And so what they have done is they've gone against the Security Council resolutions. Then there was a bilateral agreement, similar agreement between Pakistan and India. They've gone against that. And they have annexed Kashmir. But in order to do that, they have clamped down a curfew on 8 million people of Kashmir for almost 6 months now.
Yeah.
And they have 900,000 troops there. They have put all their leadership in prisons. They have whisked away thousands of young teenagers into various prisons outside Kashmir. So it is a serious situation there. And so Pakistan, of course, has raised it on every forum in the United Nations, with humanitarian organizations, Amnesty International, so with world leaders. And that's why we are very appreciative of President Erdogan, because he has condemned this
United Nations.
In the United Nations, this illegal and violating all humanitarian laws, what is happening in Kashmir.